So next we're going to talk about evergreen content because that's a really important piece of your cornerstone strategy. So again, let's just start with a quick definition. Evergreen, very simply stated, is content that stands the test of time. So I want to show you just a couple of content examples here so that you can really evaluate your content to make sure that you know the difference between writing an evergreen piece and a more topical piece or a more timely piece. So the first one is how to organize your fabric or your yarn stash versus a roundup of the best craft books for 2018. Of course, in the first example, this is always going to be a problem for crafters, and that's why it is evergreen. Versus the roundup of best craft books for 2018 can become outdated quickly. You might see a nice short-term spike in traffic, but you're always going to be on that hamster wheel, having to create more and more content because it becomes outdated quickly. So I want to show you a visual depiction of the comparison of a timely piece versus an evergreen piece. So this first graph is an article on an event that we went to. And as you can see, we had a nice spike right around November 9th, and then it kind of trailed off, and that was it. Then we did a piece on creating a solid marketing plan for your craft business, and we launched it right where that red arrow is here in the springtime of 2012. And as you can see, we started gaining traction over here right about a year after we published. So we know the value of any piece of content is pretty hard to measure. And some people will tell you that it doesn't matter what you publish, you're really only going to get 2 or 3 days worth of traffic. But I think that this graph shows that the evergreen strategy gives you much better bang for your buck and for your time because it does last a much longer time, and once it's reshared, you've extended that value, and like we mentioned earlier, you're building topic expertise and domain authority over time. And the other thing I want to point out is with our second example, you are going to be putting a lot of content into what we call the long tail of your business. So something that might not happen until a whole year later, and you're working really, really hard to fill that long tail funnel. But eventually there is an enormous payoff because you've got tons of content out there that is still generating traffic for your brand and your business and your website a year, and maybe multiple years later.